Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I think I'm streaming. It's one of those days, folks, so help me out if you got it. If you're here, if you're online and you can hear this, just put a comment and say yes, I can hear you. Your day's going better. Or no, you can't hear me and your day's still shitty. I have just been struggling with all kinds of stupid shit today. All right, the sound's there. I heard myself. All right. I'm not going to whine tonight, I promise, but I'm fucking about ready to whine. One of those nights, honestly, if I didn't make a commitment, I'd be like, fuck it. I'm not going. I can't do it. But I'm going to cut all this out for YouTube, by the way. So if you're watching for some fucked up reason, me moan and complain. Oh, I got 0. Good. What the hell is that? Whatever. I think I got sound. Just gonna check the comments. Everything's fucking broken right now, just because I'm always trying new shit. I think the sound's on. Yeah, I think the sound's on. If it's not, whatever. We're gonna fucking struggle through it. Oh, there we are. Yeah, I'm on. All right. Just a fucking one of those days. Nothing. I mean, nothing. Right today. So, I don't even know what the fuck I'm going to talk about. But we're going to wing it. My luck, the scenes won't work. There we go. All right, just checking. Just testing. All right, dude, I'm just going to vent tonight, so yeah, I'm just going to have to deal with that. It's going to be a little personal tonight, probably. Because I'm not feeling the juice tonight. The sound is working, I think. Good enough. It's loud enough. Almost got man boobs going on right now. I'm so fat. But fucking keep going, motherfucker. Why? All right, so let's come up with a fucking program. What are we gonna talk about? All right. I hope fucking somebody fucking goddamn watches tonight. Just one, motherfucker. Even though I don't care about that shit this year, I still fucking still annoys me. It's like frustrating, but it's part of the program. I know how the program works. I don't know if that one's gonna work. Is that live? That's not live. Delete that one. I'm deleting one of the posts because it won. I think I posted multiple times. So let me just see. People are gonna be all fucked up. I'm fucking not helping. No, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Just see if I can delete the shit one. Shit one. Oh, that's the good one. Oh, that's the live one. All right, cool. I don't want to delete that one. Delete the shit one. I'm deleting the right one. Yeah. All right. 2 minutes. All right. Oh, what's that? See, I told you it's one of those days. What's this? Why is restream all scattered? Probably because I moved my cursor. All right, listen. Welcome to Nightcap. We're on week 4. We have one more day of this slog. before I take a week break. I need that break. Today was one of those frustrating days. My name's Nate Bomber. Listen, I rant and rave about politics. Typically, that's where my big plan is. Today, I'm probably going to get a little personal, just vent about Nate Bomberger's life. Because, I have it good. I'm not, there's no problems other than, I do need funding. I need to figure out how to pay my bills for this business. Just truth be told, I need to raise some money. I need to figure that out. But that's not the frustrating thing. That's actually part of the program. That's part of the journey. And, I get it. Every time I fucking reinvent myself, I go through this malaise of like frustration, knowing I can see where I need to be and I'm not there. And it's frustrating. And I wish I could just like turn a dial and speed it all up. But I can't do that. And this is one of those things where I put out that I was going to be consistent and try to, I still didn't put out my 2 blog posts. I still got time. But again, it's one of those weeks where it's been fucking tough just doing the normal things. And most of it has to do with the fact that my brain works differently and gets frustrated. And when I start to like look at where I need to go and where I need to be, and then I see where I'm at and the gap, I get immediate, like my brain just says, dude, you're shitty. You suck. It's fucking horrible. Look, I'm in fucking therapy, so I don't want to hear it. I'm not afraid to talk about that. I think everyone should probably see a shrink at some point, especially somebody that had childhood trauma they don't realize they're fucking dealing with. So I did have my therapy today, which always fucking knocks me for a kilter because, I try to win that shit, talk my way through it, and this motherfucker's not letting it happen. He's just like fucking trying to dig and shit, which is annoying. But anyway, look, I'm skipping frames. So hopefully you guys are getting the experience. I hope it's not terrible. I'm going to pull it up on Facebook real quick. How bad it looks. Stream. And then I'll get into it. I promise. Look, I'm going to give you a little spice, but it's going to be personal spice. Because, this is my show. This is Smashing the Party. And politics involves people. And I'm a person. And so let me just pop this on. See if I got a live. Is that yesterday? Fucking yesterday. Oh, let's just hope we're streaming. It's one of those days. I'm not even worried about it. I'll upload the video if something's weird. I've been having issues with Restream, which is this thing that I'm using to stream. Listen, you came for the spice. You want to fucking know what's going on. Well, I'll tell you what's going on. I am struggling. What triggered me tonight, so stupid, is I have this one cable. I wanted to use my lavalier mic, and I wanted to go back and do this other shit. And of course, I wait till the last minute to do the things that are important. And so I waited till the last minute, and I'm looking for a cable, and this fucking cable's gone. It's like it fucking disappeared. My wife knows, like, I get weird about cables. Like, I don't like her to throw cables away. I keep them. I'm not super organized with them, but I have a system. At least I believe it works until it doesn't. And then this little cable that I need basically makes these 2 mics, the lavalier mics. It doesn't work without it. It's scratchy. I don't know if you remember, if you're a fan of the show and you watch it regularly, there was a couple times I do it from my iPad, and the sound was like bad for like 13 minutes. Well, that was because I didn't have that fucking cable. So look, it's fucking first world problems. I'm fat. I'm fucking, I'm eating right. I'm not exercising enough because since my groin injury, it's been fucking tough. But I have it well. My wife's happy. She's doing great. She got a bonus, all this shit. She's doing fantastic. Her struggles, she's really doing a good job of working on herself. And she supports, this venture. I have friends that kind of sometimes let me down in different ways, and that's frustrating. But it's mostly my frustration right now. Why? Had this been December of last year, I would have just fucking skipped it. But this year is different. And, I watched a video from one of the top streamers. He's like, look, there's days where you're not going to want to stream. You have to fucking get on. You have to get on and stream. Even if it's for 2 minutes. Get on live. Be consistent. So I made a promise. I got to keep it. But this was literally like right before I clicked send stream, I'm like, fuck it. Just fucking skip and make some bullshit excuse. But that's fucked up. And that would have kind of piled on the whole what do you call it? I don't want to say immolation, but the self where you smack yourself. That would have piled on that. So I needed to do this. So anyway, it's been frustrating. Just little things are frustrating. And mostly it comes down to figure out where I want to go and seeing these other clowns, succeed. And I say they're clowns, but they put in the work. Ben Shapiro is a fucking clown, and he's got this he basically owns Facebook as far as punditry goes. He's got more viewers than like New York Times, MSNBC, and everything else. And I watch him occasionally. I try to keep up with him, but he's just horrible. And it's not his voice. It's not the fact that he's just like this, he's a little prick. It's mostly just because he has these little word games that he plays when he's trying to, assault somebody's idea. And they're juvenile, but they work, and they're aesthetically pleasing, and it makes him seem tough. But it's so pathetically weak, and there's nothing there. Sometimes he actually says nothing. And I've seen him where people are like, clapping. And when he stands up for theocracy or his religion, he always comes up with some crazy word salad shit that justifies the Judeo-Christian whatever. And I'm not, look, again, no religion hate here. I believe everyone has their truth. I hate when something becomes what you do. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I don't give a fuck what you do in your bedroom. I don't care. 2 consenting adults, 3, 5 consenting adults, whatever, all in a room consenting to worship the fucking lamp or Jesus Christ or Jedi or Satan. I don't give a shit what you do. What I don't like is when, there's somebody that has that megaphone just putting out shit, total shit. And so again, I respect the game, man, because this is hard shit. It's hard putting out content. It's nice when you have a team, but they didn't start out with a team. They all probably, I put off boogers hanging out. They all kind of went through their own, kind of grind to get there. And so I know that. I know there's part of a grind. Every single time I do this or I switch careers or I do something, really trying to stretch my mind, it's painful to know, especially when you get to that point where you know where you need to be, it's not there. So it's frustrating. So, the technical stuff I could spend on all day. And oftentimes what I do is I'll experiment, and I experiment at the wrong times, notoriously like to try new things and to my demise. And so, of course, today I wanted to try a new thing. I couldn't even fucking fuck it up live like I wanted to. But there's a lot going on in the world, and that's why, I get on here, and this is partly for me, but it's also for you, and, the vision that I've told you about, grow this motherfucker, yell and scream, and start fucking pointing fingers at people that are powerful fucking around. Will that refocus? Yeah, it will. So, I got to do it, and I'm getting on, and I'm just ranting tonight, but it's just my mindset wasn't here. I feel better as I'm talking. I'm a little bit hot for some reason. Probably because I was just ready to fucking throw everything in my room. And if you see behind me, hopefully you can't. It's a fucking mess because I was going through cables, and I love cables. I don't know why. I don't know if it's some sentimental trauma. Dude, I have no fucking idea. I don't like when my wife throws away her cables because I always feel like I need them at some point. So there's part of my mind's like, did she throw it away? I'm kind of like, do I attack? Just kidding. But it's just one of those days. So I'm here, and I think what I'm going to talk about is I'm going to just try to integrate my personal struggle with kind of the vision here and why it's important. I mean, everybody's got their shit. I'm bitching about cables. I'm not as good as I want to be, and all this fucking really privileged problems that I'm talking about. And so, of course, I'm allowed to feel sad. I'm allowed to be frustrated. I'm allowed to feel that. And, apparently my therapist tells me that I'm very good at describing my feelings, but not really feeling them, which makes sense because they're stupid. But so I'm just trying to explain to you that, like, I do realize the privilege that I have, even though with the skin color can be a negative in America, unfortunately, in many ways. I'm still good. I'm still fine. I'm good. I have it better than a lot of folks, maybe even watching, and there's no reason for me to complain. But, it becomes a big fucking mountain in front of me and an obstacle that really kind of can hold me back. As I said before, if it weren't for me, I'd be a billionaire. I mean, I'd be doing all the things and doing everything. But I get in the way. So this is one of those things that gets in the way. And the frustrating thing about this country is that when those things get in the way, you have all these other external things that are systemic that fucking add on to it. And again, I'm in a position where I can kind of still navigate the system and be okay. But I'm not worried about the next meal. I mean, I can't imagine trying to do that. I mean, would I even be able to do this if I had to worry about the next meal? Would I even be able to focus on something creative if I had to worry about, that my wife had cancer, I have cancer, and then all of a sudden now we've got this whole thing where the financial bills are piling up because of all the loopholes and tricks and you want to try some experimental stuff and you can't, and blah, blah, blah. All that pain could be horrible. Thing I focus on a lot on the show is because it also has to do with mental health. And I'm fine to pay my the gentleman that I work with. I'm fine to pay him out of my pocket because apparently it's not covered, I guess, which mental health is just not covered. And this stuff helps. I was kind of reluctant the first time I went to a dude, and then I did it for like 2.5 years. It was good, made some progress in a lot of places, and then kind of find out that I'm not making as much progress as I need to on certain things, and certain behaviors that I do are triggers from my fucking childhood. All this fucking shit, right? And so I got this thing where I'm like, this perfectionist person that I am, who was completely flawed, trying to do this for you and trying to stretch myself out. And it's like, it just weighs on me. Again, I'm just going to make a disclaimer. You're probably watching saying, dude, you got all that equipment and you're fine and you're fucking strikingly good looking. All that stuff I know. But it's still frustrating because, I have these goals, and it's still, to me right now, it's kind of the only thing I can see. And so I have to check myself and obviously understand that that's privilege that I'm able to do all this stuff. But it doesn't take away from the pain that I feel and the frustration and the angst and knowing that I'm in a system that's all fucked up and you can't even get the help you need. I am, but there's a lot of folks that can't. And so it kind of makes me, it does, even as I say it, it's like a big sigh of relief that I don't have to deal with those things. And I can, get fat and grow man boobs. And, I'm definitely self-deprecating. I know I should. My wife's like, don't do that. I do it sometimes, especially when I'm feeling like this. But
The good news is that I'm here and I'm consistent, at least for this week. And I just need to put out my blog post, and that'll take me a little pressure off me and some of the things that I'm mentally struggling with. But interestingly enough, as I'm talking with my therapist, all this stuff, he's trying to take this different approach. I'm usually good at just like bouncing around and bouncing things off, but he kind of hit a couple soft spots. And one of the things I do believe truly, and I said this, is that you can't be your authentic self if you're not really understanding yourself. You can't really help other people if you still have some internal struggles and you don't know how to love yourself and all this shit that we all know. It's all cliche, right? And I like myself. I do. But I love myself. I don't love myself all the time. And so you figure that stuff out. And I'm thinking, well, how does that affect my show? Well, it can affect my show and manifest in I'm not doing this show because I'm fucking too bummed out or in my head. Or it can affect where I'm not authentic. And that was like one of my biggest fears with this, is that as the second wave of Nightcap came out, I'm like, all right, I gotta fucking be real. And, there's stuff I haven't talked about on here that, I'm kind of trying to figure out how to navigate those things to talk about. But the reason I think it's important to be authentic, not only because of what my therapist says, talking about, knowing yourself and being true, but, I believe in these things strongly. And so if I'm kind of living a double life or doing something that's fucked up or that's anti kind of anything that I'm doing, and then I get on here and I talk about it, like let's say I'm fucking out there gouging people for healthcare. I'm an insurance agent on the side. And that's nothing bad about insurance agents. You're part of the system. I get it. But, then I come on here and talk about how I believe Medicare fraud. I'm living in a big mansion. Nothing wrong with a big mansion, by the way. I like big houses. But if I'm doing some behavior and then coming on here and just kind of being the opposite of that, it's fucked up. And I really do feel like I've been my authentic self as much as I can here. But the things that he was talking about just kind of made me dig a little deeper. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of fucked up. I kind of do have some fucked up shit. And they all say it's not my fault, which I love. Last time they said it's not my fault, but that's the trauma is not my fault. But how I deal with it, how I kind of grow and work through some of these things and try to change behaviors that may be holding me back. It's tough, and so it's dirty, it's grimy, and I'm sure that was also a trigger. Cable was lost, but I came home from this session. I'm just like, I'm kind of wiped out. It wasn't even that long, and then and it just I kind of got in my head. I'm thinking about the stuff that we were talked about, and then I start to question, like, am I being authentic with everybody? And I believe I am. And by the way, I mean I reconcile that I am, but I think that there's still a part of me that I'm not happy with, and so that may prevent me from getting into some of the topics that maybe people want to talk about here. Maybe they don't. I don't fucking know. But how does this revolve? What the fuck, dude? I come for the spice. I come for the fucking grit, and I'm kind of being Moby. But I'm just trying to keep it real with you guys and tell you that these are times where it's like, fuck, I don't even want to get on. I do feel better already. Like I said, this is kind of therapeutic. But it also is important because this is a gap in our system right now. Healthcare, I'm able to afford mental health, and I feel like it's been very helpful for different stages of my life. But I also know that there's a lot of people that can't, and there's a lot of people that are struggling to even think about what the next. You're in poverty, you don't really think about mental health. You're just thinking about, you don't realize the stress. You're just thinking about the tangibles that you can fix. And so, depending on your situation, however the system's fucking you, it can kind of offset you. And if, again, I'm privileged to be able to have this, but I don't know why it has to be a special thing. I don't know why everyone shouldn't have a therapist talking to your spouse and talking to fucking your pastor or whatever. Maybe pastors are very similar to therapists. I don't know. Maybe not the same training, but to some people, that's all it takes. I get a little bit fucking cerebral. So, these therapists, I usually can bat them around a little bit with just, kind of whatever. But this guy was, he was patient and kind of, he had a couple hardcore notes, and that he said, I'm very good at describing my pain as opposed to just like actually feeling, which I'm like, yeah, but aren't I feeling? I want to talk about it. I'm like, what the fuck you want me to do? Like sit there and bawl and shit every day? Or like, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck he meant, but which was tripping me out. But again, I have that opportunity to go somebody. So it's a nice privilege. There's a lot of folks, if you're in India and you're born in the lower caste system and you're fucking digging and shit, they're like, dude, really? You got a therapist? I remember when I watched a show where, you see Hollywood, they're going out there shrink. Everyone has shrink. I thought it's so weird, but it sounded like it definitely sounded like an elitist thing back then. When I heard it, because I'm like, all these Hollywood people have shrinks. What the fuck is a shrink? I didn't know. I researched what a shrink was, and everyone has a fucking therapist. That's crazy. But as you get older, you realize, especially, with the environment we're in, where you can kind of just lock your mind into anything and escape. With phones, with whatever your vices are. I'm not talking about necessarily vices. I'm talking about like just the fact that you're glued to your input constantly. And so I feel like that was a good one. I feel like this is it's even more important that we address mental health, because there's folks that are just kind of using the internet for their mental health, or using that validation they might get from a group. Maybe it's not a healthy group, maybe it's not a toxic group. And look, I'm not here to talk about I'm not here to say hedonism is bad or anything like that. I don't give a fuck what people do. I really don't. I think drugs should be legal. I'm not saying everyone should do drugs. I think that anything that's dark and creepy needs to be brought out into the light. And so that's part of what I'm also trying to do with myself, is like share myself with you, share my experiences. And I can't do that if I'm not being authentic, and I'm not talking about the feelings. I'm not really sure about feelings, though. I don't really fucking understand them, I guess. Maybe I'm a fucking weirdo. But I just feel like, I do feel I emote, and I cry and all that stuff. But, when it comes to describing them, I think of it as an event, as opposed to, like, I don't really recall emotions. And that was something I thought of today. I was talking, like, he's like, what did that feel like? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I'm just defiant. That's all. Now, so my new thing was like everything that happened to me when I was a child. Apparently now I'm just defiant. So I'm an asshole. So I'm definitely, some of that trauma has basically led me to this point where I'm like, fucking don't let people punching down on people, and I hate being bullied, and stop fucking lying to people. And so, that there's a good thing that comes out of it, but there's also, all kinds of other shit that's kind of jacked up. I have the ability to get this help, and I'm doing it, and it's great. I have the ability to talk to you guys and no one scream about shit. Is it choppy? Shit. All right. All right. So is it better is it like I'm moving around? Maybe it's because I'm moving around. Josh, thank you. Can you hear me now? What I do here, I understand good stuff. Thanks, Josh. Yeah, look, today's one of those days where shit's just not going right. I'm going to pull the mic closer. Maybe that's it. And not stop moving around. Tell me if that's better. Like, is it better when I'm talking like this? Or is it like the choppy mic come in from, it's all ducking, and I have some ducking in here sometimes there's sound. Give me a holla, Josh. You hear it better? Is that all right? All right. I think so. He said what he hears is good stuff, so maybe he bounced off. All right, so, yeah, 2 people said it's choppy. Thanks, Twitch and Facebook. All right, cool. Listen, I know it's choppy sound. We're going to get through this. How long is it? I don't think I want to go. I'm probably going to stop soon. But my whole point is I wanted to get on tonight. I wanted to talk about the fact that it's a struggle to get on. I'm definitely not in a good spot where my head needs to be to fucking light it up and look at some of the external issues because I got all this kind of turmoil on the inside. But I have realized that all that's just privilege, and all of it is, obviously it's important to resolve those things, but I have the means to do it, and I have the means to fix myself, and I'm always looking at how I can prove myself. Not the external, besides my man boobs. I'm a fucking good-looking guy. I know that. But I joke. I just think that there's a lot of, you start to realize, like, why you do certain things or why I push people away constantly, just like arm's length, and you realize that it's because of shit that you're just, like, never dealt with. And it's not like I'm going to become all lovey. Sound movement is choppy. Fucking shit. All right. Well, we're just going to fucking close it out soon since I'm having so bad with the sound. It's fine. We'll just deal with it. Let me just see if I can shut off some shit. Maybe that'll fucking help. I need to get a new fucking M1. Somebody drop me fucking 15 grand. That's what I need. 15 grand will get me through like the next 3 years. That's what I need. So if you're rich and you're watching this, you're like, want to fucking support me, you can hear this. Fucking, that's what I need. That's it. Seems to be connected to video issue. Definitely is. Let me try this. I'm just going to turn everything off and minimize it. That may or may not help. Who knows? All right, thanks, Josh. We're just going to get through it anyway. It's fine. We'll fucking deal with it. I'm recording it, so I'll upload a fresh copy and fix that when the time comes. It's fine. I'm not even going to sweat. It's just been one of those days. So, look, my point, what I'm trying to say is that because of that privilege I have, and because of the fact that I'm able to, have this platform and also have the resources to address some of my concerns with myself, I still believe that this is the best thing for me. And I know for a fact, based on how I care about people, even though I don't like to keep people at arm's length, I care about people, and it truly comes from the fact that I probably had some trauma when I was a kid. I did, and it comes from the fact that I saw what it was like to be gaslit or beat up or told what you're saying isn't true, and that affected me over time. I think it built up this person that's kind of like this defiant asshole that doesn't give a fuck who you are and just fucking says whatever, and I've always been that way. But is it a good thing? Yeah, because I'm fucking doing this, but does it affect other things? Yeah, it does. But I'm able to pay for fucking health care and stuff like that. So I'm, again, I'm living in a system where because of my privilege, I'm able to get the help that I need, and there's a lot of folks that can't. So that's shitty. That's okay, Josh. I'm fucking dealing with the choppiness. I'm seeing red on my stream, which means that things are bad, so that's just what I'm going to deal with. It's just a bad day. Those type of things. And by the way, part of the fucking reason why my stream's fucked up is because Comcast has been given government money to put high-speed internet all over the fucking country. AT&T promised they're waiting, just wait for 5G. You know what they're going to fucking do? They're going to fucking start, when they roll out the next thing, they're going to have weird caps on it again. They're going to do all this shit, and it's going to make folks like me, if they just had asymmetric or symmetric fucking upload and download, I'd be fine. Instead, I've got to fucking fight with the fucking 5 megabyte upstream. It's all shit. It's all total shit. And I'm sure that the reason my stream is sucking is because of the fucking fact that it's shit. Let me just check my settings here. I don't even know if it's going to go off or not. Let me just see. Yeah, it's bad. It's not even working. I do have a backup. Hold on. See, I'm not even going to do this right now. Listen, guys, I got on tonight, not my best night. I probably won't put this on YouTube even after the edits. But I'm lucky to have this opportunity. I thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I know that it's been shitty. This year is going to be shitty all through. I mean, it's going to be a whole year of me trying shit, not looking at my numbers, looking at them occasionally, but just focused on making sure that I get in a consistent pattern. So some nights are going to be shit, some nights aren't. And tonight looks to be one of those days. Most likely has to do with my mindset. Mindset coming in was bad. My mindset coming in today after my session, and even this morning, was not good. So this is what you're seeing. This is Nate on a bad day. This is Nate on a bad day, and not feeling good, not feeling fucking pumped up, annoyed, looking around for the fucking cable while I'm fucking talking to you, because I'm looking at that as being the thing that'll help me get out of this funk. But you guys helped me get out of this funk too. I buy some hats yesterday, which is cool. So anyway, I'm going to get off tonight, and I'm going to call it a night. It's before 11. I'm choppy. I hope that somebody can hear it. I'm sure that Facebook's fucked up. I'm sure Twitter's fucked up. I'm sure everything's fucked up because I did make some changes. I'm also running a new software package. All the new shit tonight. And of course, it's, not engineers are like, you're crazy. I know, I did the crazy engineer thing. I tried new shit. But I don't consider this production. I consider this whole year beta. And I consider this whole year kind of a closed test run of everything that I want, all the capabilities I want to roll out into a production-ready stream. So I know it's a long time. People are like, you can do that in a couple months. Whatever. Dude, this is my plan. I got it. There might not even be like, oh, there's going to be new platforms. Fine. I know what I want to go. I know what I want this to look like. I want it to look something that you could put on a fucking network and it fucking flies. That's how it's going to be. That's where I want it to be. I got a long way to go there, but that's where the goals are. I've got all the tools to do it. So I'm going to chase that dragon. And I just want to say thank you, because even on my bad nights, you guys are always encouraging. You're always telling me. I know, Josh, you're always in my inbox saying good stuff and helping out. And there's a lot of folks that are in my inbox saying good stuff, and there's some folks say some bad stuff. I don't give a shit. I love all of it because that means people are watching. And even though I'm not boosting it, you notice my views are down. I'm not paying any money to Facebook to spread it around because their networks you have to monetize. I'm done with that because I don't want to spend money on that when I need to get quality up. There's no reason boosting it and losing maybe 3,000 views because of my quality, my choppy video, whatever the fuck it is. So that's kind of where my tact is this year. But I want to say, look, mental health is important. We don't have fucking mental health built into our health system. It's something that privileged people are able to get, and I'm able to get it. And I'm not embarrassed about it. I know people are gonna probably think I'm weird now because I get therapy, but fuck you, get therapy. This person that you're looking at was a shitstorm of hell during my teen years, and then I became even worse in my 20s. And so I've evolved, and that's partly because I'm looking at myself constantly, and apparently I'm not dealing with my feelings still. But I know fucking anger at least. But I think that I just want to say, like, this whole opportunity that I have that I'm presenting, and this voice that I'm able to grow is a fucking amazing opportunity, and I love it. So don't take tonight's kind of malaise as indicator that I'm quitting. I just got on during that night, and I have big plans. The fucking green screen's hiding the plans that I wrote for last year, but some of those plans are rolling into this year. And they're big plans. They're big ideas. So I'm still on board. Therapy's great. I agree, Josh. So I'm still on board, and I'm still trying to. I'm still chasing that dragon, and I will get there. But I wanted to I'm going to end. I wanted to give my personal struggle. Just talk about how it does relate to politics, because we don't have healthcare, and we don't have mental health care in this country. I mean, you got to pay for it. Most insurance companies won't pay for it. It's not considered preventative. It's fucking your brain. It's your fucking brain. They should be like, all right, look, most people have trauma. I mean, I was adopted at 5 or 4 or 5. So from 0 to 4 or 5, that's nurturing time. That all shit was all fucked up. So of course I'm gonna end up being fucked up. Even though I had a great upbringing, my parents did the best they could. I still had all these during that critical time, lost this whole fucking thing that a lot of people have. And it should be like, look, you're assigned a fucking therapist because you may not need it now, but here, we're going to pay for your therapy. Like, every adopted kid should get a fucking therapist. I'm not kidding. Every fucking adopted kid should get a fucking therapist. Just saying it right now. And there's a lot of folks like, I'm adopted. Everybody's like, no, it's not. Shut the fuck up. You got trauma. You're not even talking about it. It's fine. No, keep going with your life, whatever. But anyway. And then the last thing I want to do is, so I literally wrote down personal struggle, politics, pain, talk about my pain. And I wanted to talk about the good thing, which is I'm being consistent. Okay, I got on tonight. I pat the back for Nate. Yay, Nate. I got on despite the fact that I didn't want to get on. And I'm continually improving. Even when I look at my shitty ones today, then I look at the ones that I had before, my cadence is better. I have less filler words. I'm doing less. I'm making my point clearer. And so there's a lot of things that are good, even though today was shit. So I'm going to wrap with that. Last thing I'll say is gratitude. You guys are fucking killing it. You're helping me by sharing, liking, even comments. Sometimes I'm a little bit lax on getting back to the comments sometimes because I'm trying to kind of stay off of social media in a way. And I'm trying not to get lost in social media. I'm trying to put out output. And so I don't want to come back to my output and then kind of just end up being stasis, kind of in a state of stasis where I'm not moving. Sometimes that happens where I'll spend all day on a conversation or a thread. And I need to do that from time to time. But, you guys, I went in today and there was tons of comments I didn't address. And that's all good because that's engagement. So that's free engagement that Facebook looks on favorably, and they'll boost me a little bit if I have a lot of that. And so you guys are doing that. So I appreciate it. I appreciate the folks that subscribe. I appreciate the paying subscribers. I appreciate the people that bought shirts and hats and bags and everything else. And it's fucking awesome. I mean, just the fact that people are doing that. I was talking about it last night. I was like, yeah, I've got like 38 like really paying people that I gave a lot of them for free. If you paid, just fucking, I'm not getting a refund. But I gave some away for free early on because I had to get that juice up. But I got paying subscribers. He's like, I've got 0. And so I was embarrassed when I told him that. And then he's like, I got 0. So that's the thing. We're moving forward, and people are fucking paying me a little bit. It's $150 a month or something. That's coming in, based on shit I'm saying. So that's progress too. And I just want to say thank you. I know all the folks, woke up the other day, buddy of mine from college threw me $50, and he's doing great. And he gave me some really positive words. It was awesome. And I love that because I think I said this in the podcast. He's one of the smartest people I know. And so when somebody like that kind of says, hey, keep up the good work, it really does inspire me. You guys do that a lot. So thank you. Sorry for look, I'm going to apologize that it wasn't tip top, and I really didn't get into the political. There's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of stuff going on that I could address. This isn't a fucking show that you should expect to get your news from. This is Nate Bomberger's fucking rant. This is Smashing the Party, where we're trying to grow a platform we can make change. So it's going to be whatever I fucking feel like the hot button right there until I've kind of got this thing moving. So stick with it. This is your first time. Sign up, subscribe, like all that shit. Make sure you do it. It's so fucking cheap and easy. I look out, and obviously I know this now. I cannot rely on my friends and people that I know to push me forward. You guys are doing it. I need to kind of pierce that bubble. But it amazes me. I try to do whatever I can on social media. It's so easy, like to just like somebody's picture or do some shit that makes their day. You invite me to the group. I try to join the group unless the group is absolutely 0. Like there's no reason for you to join it. I like their page. I don't have a problem with that stuff because I know it's just so fucking easy. But I think some people look at it as like, you know what? It is a fuck you. They know how easy it is. And they're like, fuck it. I'm not going to do it. I ask for it. I have friends that say they watch, but they just won't do it. And it's okay. It's a prerogative. But I'm just telling you right now, that is a currency. On YouTube, it's a currency. Like your likes count. And so if you even give a fuck or want to see me fail publicly, because I promise you I'm going to continue to fail publicly, give me a fucking like and a share or whatever. So some folks can't do it because their job, all that bullshit, I get it. But you can follow me on YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Facebook. You can follow me on Instagram. You can say nothing. But following me helps. I mean, if I get to 1,000 followers on YouTube, it opens up 1,000 followers on TikTok. It opens up lives. I can't do lives on TikTok because I don't have 1,000 followers, so I can upload videos and kind of do the whole thing everyone else is doing. There's a whole market of lives that are going on right now. And I need to look. There are things I can do better on TikTok and Snapchat. Just not keen on it yet. That's why I bought this fucking camera. I'm spending money learning the tricks of the trade and how to make content. Just how to make high-end content as well. So we're gonna get there. But thank you for everything you guys do. Again, like, subscribe, follow. I've got multiple platforms. SmashingTheParty.com/links. You'll see all the platforms that I'm on, and you can follow me. And it shows up really good on a mobile browser. You can click on all those things. Just follow whatever. If you don't like Facebook, follow me on YouTube. Give me a like on fucking some video, or just tell me to fuck off because I'm a shithead. Either way, it's all helpful. So just want to say thank you, and I'm gonna close. I went longer than 11. Shit, whatever. That's all right. Thanks, guys. Thanks, ladies. Thanks, everybody. Non-binary folks. Everybody's cool. And oh, dude, you're the man. I know you're. Dude, stop making love to me in public, Josh. People are gonna start thinking we got something special going on. We do. But thanks for the comments, Josh. I'm not gonna read them off because I'm kind of wiped out. I may imbibe on a drink, which I actually have some whiskey here. So I may just kind of chill out, but I will bring the spice tomorrow. Tomorrow's the last day, and I have a week off, and I'm gonna level up just like I did. Look, the camera's looking good. My sound's good now. Remember, I used to do it from my laptop, shitty sound, on my iPad, on my phone, it was all shitty. So we're leveling up. So I'm gonna continue to level up every single fucking time, and so hopefully I'll find that fucking cable, and we'll get that done. But thanks for listening. Thanks for allowing me to do it. I want to say congratulations, Nate Bumberger, for pushing through and just fucking getting on, despite the fact that you have choppy everything. Everything's fucked up. You got on. Good job. Don't fucking beat yourself up for it. You're doing good. All the encouragement that you guys give me is great. I love it. And so I will be back tomorrow. Bring a little spice. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I can find that fucking cable and walk around because I want to walk around. I want to have a lavalier and have my gimbal and just be like fucking like I'm on stage and shit. That's what I was gonna go for tonight. So, eventually I'm going to do it stand up just to fucking help myself get out there and doing like presentations and all this shit, speaking, all this fucking shit, right? And so I'm trying to get into that mode where I can kind of practice in my little studio here. So big goals, big dreams, got on, consistent, coming back. Mental health care is important. Don't be ashamed to fucking say you get therapy. You're talking to somebody, you're fucking taking something for your depression or whatever. I take Vyvanse and I see a therapist. So Vyvanse is for ADHD and I see a therapist. And of course, medical marijuana is my go-to for anxiety. Although I've been free of that. I've been kind of detoxing from that for the most part, just because I wanted to see my frenetic energy come out a little bit. Maybe that's a joint too. Who knows? I don't know. But I will say, don't be ashamed to talk about mental health. Don't be ashamed just to admit it. And I'm not fucking. I could give a fuck. Literally, I could give a fuck with my sense about that. So I will say, like, someone's like, "Yo, how's your mental health?" Like, it's none of your fucking business. It's probably what I'll say if I see you on the street. But it's something that I'm not afraid to talk about. That is a constant struggle for me to make sure that I'm in tip-top shape to work up here. This motherfucker right here, the brain right here, it's amazing. It's amazing.